Good day, everyone. So, our topic for today is about India. So, the modern Republic of India occupies the greater part of Indian subcontinent. Its area is just over one-third the size of United States. India's populations of 1.32 billion people, 2007 estimated, is the second largest in the world behind China. So the population of India is expected to exceed that of China by the year 2030. India falls into three broad geographical zones. In the north lie the majestic mountain ranges of the Himalayas. They run northwest to southeast for more than 2,400 kilometers and contain many highest peaks in the world. Mount Everest is the world's highest mountain at 8,848 meters. The Himalayas are the transitional zone where the culture of India and Central Asia meet. So now let's move on to the people of India. So the Republic of India, the biggest nation in South Asia, is a home to Indian residents. However, the name was previously applied to the people who lived throughout the Indian subcontinent. Sidhu, the indigenous name for the Indus River, today in Pakistan, is where the word Indian originates. The Greeks referred to the river as Indus, while the Persian called it Hindu. As a result, India was the Indus homeland, and the term Indian came to refer to the local population. So this source is also where the term Hindu and Hinduism originate. The land was referred to by the ancient Indian as Bharat or Bharatabasa, which means land of the son of Bharata, a mythical emperor. Today, the official Hindi term for contemporary India is Bharat. Before European contact, indigenous people or Indians lived throughout the Americas, from the Arctic to the deep south of America, in diverse geographical regions with varied lifestyle, from hunter-gatherers to advanced lands, but often on reservations or in their traditional territories. Through their culture, rights, and political autonomy face ongoing challenges, and many also live in urban areas and across national borders. Now, let's talk about the language of India. Indian languages belong to four major linguistic families, like groups of related languages that have a common ancestors. First is the Austro-Asiatic languages, such as the Munda, Ho, and Kasi, are spoken by tribal groups in central India and the northeastern hills. Bhutia and other languages in the mountain belt belong to the Sino-Tibetan linguistic family. Most Indians speak tongues belonging to the Aryan branch of the Indo-European family. For example, is the Hindu and the Bengali, or the Dravidian linguistic family such as the Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, and the Malayalam. The Aryan languages are found in the northern India, while the Dravidian tongues are spoken in the south. Strictly spoken Aryan and Dravidian are linguistic terms, though they are sometimes loosely used in the context of people or culture. Hindi is the national language and primary tongue of 41.03% of the population. English has associate official language status and is widely used for national, political, and business purposes. In addition, India has 21 other official languages. The Assamese is spoken by 1.28% of the population. The other is the Bengali, Bodo, Dogri, Gujarati, Kannada, and etc. So Sanskrit is listed in the 2001 census as the mother tongue of only 14,000 people, but it is widely studied as the classical language of North India. Tamil has recently been classified as a classical language. Urdu, while written in the Arabic script when spoken, sounds the same as the Hindustani a Basar dialect of Standard Hindu or the developed in modern India. Now let's talk about the religion of India. India has the largest number of followers of Hinduism, Sikhism, Zoroastrianism, Jainism, and the Bahas faith in the world. It further hosts the third most followers of Islams behind Indonesia and Pakistan, and the ninth largest population of Buddhists. The preamble to the Constitution of India states that India is a secular state, and the Constitution of India has declared the right to freedom of religion to be a fundamental right. According to 2011 census, 29.8% of the population of India follows Hinduism, 14.2% Islam, 2.3% Christianity, 1.7 Sikhism, 0.7 Buddhism, and 0.4% Jainism. Zoroastrianism, Sanamahism, and Judaism also have an ancient history in India, and each has several thousand of India adherents. Also, India has the largest populations of people adhering to both Zoroastrianism, like Paris and Iranis, and the Bahas faith in the world. These religions are otherwise largely exclusive to their native Iran, where they originated from. Several tribal religions are also present in India, such as the Donipolo, Sanamahism, Sarnahism, Niamatre, and others. Now, let's discuss what Indians' education has. So, there are two types of education in India, formal and informal. Formal education is imparted in schools, colleges, and universities that follow a set curriculum. Informal education is provided outside the formal education system and does not follow any set curriculum. It includes training, program, workshops, and internship. So let's talk about first the formal education. The formal education is imparted in schools, colleges, and universities that follows a set curriculum. In India, the formal education system consists of 5 years of primary schooling, followed by 3 years of middle school and 2 years of high school. After the completions of high school, a student can pursue higher education at a university or college. Next is the informal education. Informal education is provided outside the formal education system and does not follow any set curriculum. It includes training programs, workshops, and internships. Informal education can be beneficial for students who want to learn specific skills or knowledge that are not covered in the formal education system. It can also be helpful for students who wants to gain work experiences before entering the workforce. Okay, let us know the history of India. India history begins with the birth of the Indus Valley civilization and the coming of the Aryans. These two phases are usually described as the pre-Vedic and Vedic age. Hinduism arose in the Vedic period. So, the 5th century saw the unification of India under Ashoka, who had converted to Buddhism, and it is in his reign that Buddhism spread in many parts of Asia. In the 8th century, Islam came to India for the first time, and by the 11th century had firmly established itself in India as a political force. It resulted in the formation of the Delhi Sultanate, which was finally succeeded by the Mughal Empire, under which India was again achieved a large measure of political unity. It was in the 17th century that the European came to India. This coincided with the disintegrations of the Mughal Empire, paving the way for regional states. In the contest for supremacy, the English emerged victors. The rebellion of 1857 to 1858, which sought to restore Indian supremacy, was crushed. And with the subsequent crowning of Victoria as Empress of India, the incorporation of India into the empire was was complete. It was followed by India's struggle for independence, which we got in the year of 1947. Now, these are the historical landmarks in India na talagang dinadayo ng mga turista. First is the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal, a masterpiece of Mughal architecture, is located in Agra, India, and was built between 1632 and 1653 by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. The complex, covering 17 hectares, includes a mosque, guest house, main gate, and the outer courtyard. The Taj Mahal combines Persian, Islamic, and Indian architectural styles and emits a stunning glow when exposed to sunlight. The main building is a dome-shaped mausoleum with four towers, and inside is a tomb with intricate carving and precious intarsia. The monument is popular as a tourist destination, but visitors can enjoy its serene beauty during sunrise and sunset. Second is the Red Fort. The Red Fort, also known as Lal Killa, is a significant landmark in Delhi, India. Built in 1639 by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, it served as a defensive stronghold, royal residence, and administrative and political center. The fort, constructed of red sandstone, features palace, public halls, mosques, gardens, and pavilions, reflecting the Mughal craftsmanship and architectural splendor. The port's construction spans 33 meters. Third is the Qutub Minar. The Qutub Minar, a famous stone tower in India, is a symbol of Islamic power and supremacy dating back to the 12th century, built by Muslim Emperor Qutbuddin Aibak. It is a part of the Quwwat-ul-Islam Mosque complex and serves as a call to prayer. The tower, 73-meter high, consists of five floors with intricate ornaments and carvings, including geometric patterns, red Arabic calligraphy. The first floor is made of red stone, while the next is made of contrasting red and white sandstone. Visitor can climb to the top for panoramic views of Delhi and explore the complex, which also houses a museum showcasing artifacts and informations about the Qutub Minar and the Delhi Sultanate period.
Next is natural landmarks in India. Number 1, the Himalaya. The Himalayas stretch across northern India and several neighboring countries, forming the world's loftiest mountain system known as the roof of the world. This range features snow-clad peaks, vast glaciers, deep valleys, and fast-rushing rivers. It offers breathtaking views and is haven for trekkers. With popular routes like India's Marka Valley Trek, visitors can experience pristine nature while engaging with local mountain communities who welcome travelers through traditional homestays. Then number 2, Sundarbans. Located across India and Bangladesh, the Sundarbans, who form the world's largest mangrove forest and are honored as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This region is a maze of tidal rivers, muddy swamps, and dense mangrove islands. It shelters countless species, most famously the exclusive Bengal tiger. Visitors often explore the wetlands by wooden boats, join guided wildlife tours, and visit fishing village to learn about the unique culture shaped by the river and forest. Number 3 is the Valley of Flowers, vibrant alpine meadow known for its seasonal bloom of rare and colorful wildflowers, enclosed by Himalayan peaks and fed by waterfalls and streams. It feels like a natural garden. The valley also hosts wildlife such as Himalayan birds, deer, and occasional snow predators. Travelers explore it through designed trekking paths surrounded by fresh mountain air and spectacular scenery. Next is the geographical landmarks of India. The Ganges. The Ganges is one of the longest and most important rivers in India. It begins in the Himalayan mountains and it flows about 2,525 kilometers through the states of Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and West Bengal before reaching the Bay of Bengal. Besides its geographical importance, the Ganges is deeply sacred to the people of India. In Hindu belief, the river is the physical form of goddess Ganga. Many people bathe in its waters as they believe it can wash away sins and bring spiritual purification. The river is also used for ritual festivals and daily life activities, making it both a lifeline and a holy symbol for millions of Indians.
Here are the characteristic or features of Indian literature. So there are three observable characteristic of Indian literature. First is the Indian literature is based on piety, a deeply religious spirit. So the oldest known literary or literature in India is the Vedas. According to Hindu tradition, the Vedas are the Apauroseya, means not a human agency, are supposed to have been directly revealed and thus are called Ruti, which mean what is heard. This contains hymn and prayers for God. The Indians believe that knowledge of gods and strong belief in Hinduism is necessary to save mankind. Second is the Indian literary masterpieces are written in epic form corresponds to great epochs in history of India. The Ramayana or the Mahabharata are the most important epics of India. That latter is the longest epic in the world. Third is the earliest works in many languages of medieval India. Literature were sectarian, intended to advance or celebrate certain unorthodox regional beliefs. Examples are the Karyapadas in Bengali, tantric verses of the 12th century, and the Lila Karita in circa 1280 in Marathi. Now let's talk about the Indian or Hindu prose and poetry. So ancient Indian literature is rich in poetry and prose, reflecting the cultural, philosophical, and literary heritage of the Indian subcontinent. It was written in various classical languages like Sanskrit, Prakrit, Pali, and Tamil and offer insights into ancient India society. Let's talk about first the prose. So, one of the most popular literary forms of expressing strong ideas about any subject of human understanding is prose, whether it is political, religion, or something else entirely. During the pre-independence era, educated Indians protested against British authority, which led to the development of Indian English prose. During the pre-independence era, educated Indians protested against British authority, which led to the development of Indian English prose. It was an effective way for them to voice their opinions against the British and for them to comprehend and value those opinions. During the pre-independence era, we had Gandhi, Nehru, Radha Krishnan, Nerad, Chaudhuri, and others. So next is the poetry. Indian poetry with its rich history and diversity reflects the cultural, linguistic, and philosophical multiplicity of the Indian subcontinent. From classical Sanskrit poetry to the contemporary verses of Indian poets writing in English, Indian poetry encompasses a wide range of styles, theme, and forms. Now, there are types of Indian poetry. So, first is the classical Indian poetry. Classical Indian poetry composed in languages like Sanskrit, Tamil, and Prakrit, is characterized by its intricate meter, rich imagery, and philosophical depth. It includes epic poems like the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, as well as the lyrical poetry like the works of Kalidasa and Bhartrihari. Second is the Bhakti poetry. So Bhakti poetry emerged in the medieval period as a warm devotional expression focusing on the personal relationship between the devotee and the divine. Poets like Kabir, Mirabai, and Tulsidas wrote bhajans and dohas in various languages including Hindi, Bengali, and Punjabi. So the example of this is the mystic poet of Kabir Dohas explore themes of love, devotion, and spiritual enlightenment. So next is the Sufi poetry. Sufi poetry, influenced by Islamic mysticism, explore themes of love, devotions, and the search for spiritual truth. Poets like Rumi, Hafiz, and Bulleh Shah wrote in languages such as the Persians, Urdu, and Punjabi, using symbols and metaphors to convey their mystical experiences. So example of this is Rumi 1207 to 1273, a Persian poet. So Rumi poetry celebrates love, spirituality, and the search for divine truth. And last, we have the modern Indian poetry. So modern Indian poetry encompasses a wide range of style and themes reflecting the diversity of Indian society. Poets like Rabindranath Tagore, Sarojini, Naidu, and A.K. Ramanujan have contributed to this tradition, writing in languages like English, Hindi, and Bengali. So, a Nobel laureate, Tagore is best known for his poetry collection, Gitanjali, which was published in 1910.
Pachan Tantra is a collection of animal fables in a Sanskrit and Pali, attribute to Pandit Vishnu Sharma, dating back to the 3rd century. The Pachantra is a ancient Indian collection in interconnected fables primarily featuring animals to teach practical wisdom originally composed in Sanskrit and Pali. It is traditionally credited to Vishnu Sharma and believed to date back to around the 3rd century. Though the earliest versions are lost, the stories survive through centuries of retellings and translations, spreading across Asia and Europe. Each tale imparts lessons on niti, the art of wise living, reflecting early Indian society values and everyday experience. The work is divided into 5 dynamic sections, and that is Mitra Beda, loss of friends, Mitra Labha, gaining friend, Kakulukiyam, pros and nose, Labda Pranasam, loss of gains, and Aparik Sitakarakam, rush of action. Next is Gitanjali. Gitanjali Song Offerings is a collection of 100 Bengali prose poems by Rabindranath Tagore, translated into English and won the Nobel Prize in Literature. It explores the human spirit connection to the divine, focusing on devotion rather than romantic love. Gitanjali is its meanings, Song Offerings. It's a collection of 103 lyrical prose poems by Rabindranath Tagore, first written in Bengali and later translated into English by Tagore himself. It earned him the Nobel Prize in Literature, making him the first non-European literate. The poem expresses a deep spiritual longing and explored the relationship between human soul and divine, using vivid natural and emotional imagery. Thought sometimes compared to the biblical Song of Songs, Gitanjali centers more on devotion, inner peace, and the search for a higher presence than on earthly love. Next is Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is a 100-verse Hindu scripture. Is a dialogue between a warrior, Arjuna, and his charioteer, Krishna. A Vishnu avatar, it explores moral dilemmas and duty in a family-based war, highlighting the nature of existence. The Gita outlines 3 yogas for spiritual realization: karma, action; bhakti, devotion; and jnana, knowledge. It addresses self-divine and humanity role, reflecting societal shift from priestly to warrior leadership. The Bhagavad Gita influence is both Eastern and Western thought, offering guidance on ethical living and spiritual growth, influencing figures like Mahatma Gandhi and Ralph Waldo Emerson. The author of the Bhagavad Gita is Vaisa, also known as Veda Vaisa or Krishna Vyapana Vaisa. Bhagavad Gita is a 700-verse section of the epic Mahabharata, present as profound dialogue between the warrior Arjuna and his charioteer, Lord Krishna. As Arjuna hesitates before a war involving his own relatives, Krishna guides him through teachings on duty, morality, and the nature of life. The Gita introduces 3 major spirit paths, and that is again Karma Yoga, self-life action, Bhakti Yoga, devotion, and Jnana Yoga, knowledge, emphasizing performing one's duty without attachment, attribute to the sage Vaisa. This text has shaped both Hindu philosophy and world thought, influencing leaders and thinkers across culture. Next is the notable Indian writers and their works, Rabindranath Tagore and Kalidasa. Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore is celebrated as one of the greatest figures in modern Indian literature. A Bengali poet, novelist, educator, and the first Asian Nobel laureate in literature, 1913. He brought Indian writing to global recognition through admired in the West for his spiritual and mystical tone. Tagore was also a strong critic of British colonial rule. His protest became widely known when he renounced the knighthood granted to him after the 1919 Amritsar massacre. Primarily a poet, Tagore produced more than 50 volunteers of verse, including Manasi, Sonartari, Gintajali, Gitimalya, and Balaka. His works explore themes of nature, devotion, humanity, and social reform. Manasi 1890, The Ideal One. This collection shows Tagore becoming more mature as a poet instead of only writing about beauty and imagination. He begins exploring deeper emotions like longing, inner conflict, and self-discovery. The poem also reflects his thought about society and life, making them more meaningful and thought-provoking. Monasy is important because it marks the moment when Tagore's writing gains philosophical depth. Next is Sonartari, 1894, The Golden Bowl. Sonartari focuses on the idea of life is always moving forward and nothing lasts forever. The golden boat represents fading moments, missed chances, and the passage of time. Tagore uses nature and symbolic images to express human loneliness and search for purpose. These poems are more metaphorical, meaning readers must think deeply to understand the hidden message. Next is Gitanjali, 1910, Song Offerings. This collection is mainly about Tagore's spiritual connection to God. The poems are written like prayers or offerings, showing humility, devotion, and the love for the divine. This language is simple, but the meaning is deep, which is why it touched people all over the world. Gitanjali expresses the journey of the soul forward, peace, and truth. Next is Gitimalya, 1914, Read of Songs. Gitimalya is filled with musical, emotionally poetry. Each poem feels like a song tied together in a garland. Tagore writes about nature, love, culture, and everyday experience in a gentle, lyrical way. This collection shows his ability to make ordinary life feel poetic and meaningful. And the last is Balaka, 1916, The Flight of Cranes. In Balaka, movement is the main idea. Flying cranes symbolize change, progress, and freedom. Tagore writes about the world is something that always in motion, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. The poem inspires a sense of energy, encouraging readers to embrace change and growth. Next is Kalidasa. Kalidasa, who lived around the 5th century, is widely regarded as one of the greatest Indian classical writers. Composing in Sanskrit, he mastered both poetry and drama. Though very little is definitively known about his life. Historical clues suggest he may be served in the royal court of Chandragupta II and belonged to the learned Brahmin community. Kalidasa's surviving works include 3 plays: Shakuntala, Vikramorvashiya, and Malavika as well as 2 epic poems, Raghuvamsha and Kumarasambhava, and the lyrical masterpiece Meghaduta. His writings are praised for their elegance, emotional depth, and vivid portrayal of nature. Abhinana Shakuntala, the recognition of Shakuntala. This drama tells the tender love story between King Dushyanta and Shakuntala, a gentle maiden raised in the forest hermitage. Their happiness is distributed when a sage curse makes the king forget her completely. The story follows Shakuntala's emotional journey, the trials she faces, and the final moment when Dushyanta's memory and their love is restored. It is known for its beauty, romance, and emotional depth. Next is Vikramorvashiya, or Shabi won by Balur. This play centers on the love between King Pururavas and the celestial nymph, Urvashi. Since Urvashi belongs to the heavens and Pururavas to the mortal world, their romance is full of obstacles, misunderstanding, and heartbreak. Their story blends human emotion with divine elements and explores how love can challenge the boundaries between heaven and earth. Next is Malavika Nimintram. Malavika and Agnimintra. This lighter, more playful drama follows King Agnimintra, who falls in love with Malavika, a talented and beautiful maidservant. Because Malavika is kept hidden by the queen, the king, with the help of his humorous jester, uses tricks and schemes just to see her. The story blends comedy, romance, and palace politics, ending with the revelation of Malavika's noble birth, which allows the lovers to unite. Next is Raghuvamsha, Dynasty of Raghu. This epic poem traces the lineage of the Raghu dynasty, an ancient royal family believed to descend from the sun god. Kalidasa highlights the courage, honor, and leadership of its kings, including the legendary Rama. The work is admired for its majestic description, noble characters, and poetic storytelling of heroic needs. Next is Kumarasambhava, Birth of the War God. This poem describes the divine romance between Shiva, the ascetic god, and Parvati, the devoted daughter of the mountain king. Their union is not just personal, it is necessary for the birth of Kumara, also called Kartikeya. The war god destined to defeat the demon Tarakasura. The poem blends intense devotion, beauty, and spirituality with cosmic purpose. Next is Meghaduta, Cloud Messenger. This lyrical poem follows a yaksha, nature spirit, banished from far home. Longing for his wife, he asks a cloud traveling north to carry his message of love. Through this journey, Kalidasa paints vivid landscape, emotion, and the theme of love that endures even thought separation. It is celebrated for imagery and emotional tenderness. Next is Ramayana, Mahabharata epics, the nose jewel fable. The Ramayana is one of India's true great epic poems, was composed in Sanskrit around 300 BC by poet Valmiki. It is celebrated in two major Indian festivals, Dussehra, marking Rama's victory over Ravana, and Diwali, marking his return from exile. Ramayana. In short, the Ramayana is an epic about Lord Rama, a prince known for truth and honesty. He wins Sita's hand in marriage by bending a mighty bow. Because of palace plots, he is sent to the forest for 14 years with Sita and his brother Lakshmana. Ravana, a demon king, kidnaps Sita and Rama with help from Hanuman and allies. Fights a great battle to rescue her. The story teaches honesty, loyalty, courage, and that good wins all over evil, or wins over evil. Next is Mahabharata epics. The Mahabharata is a epic tale of war between two godfathered paternal cousins, the Pandavas and Demotic Kauravas, over the kingdom of Bharata. The 18th battle, aided by Krishna, resulted in Pandavas' victory, but at great cost to family members. Mahabharata. In short, the Mahabharata is about a war between two families, the Pandavas and Kauravas, over a kingdom. The Pandavas, guided by Krishna, fight for justice. The battle lasts 18 days and many people die, even loved ones. In the end, the Pandavas win but realize war brings sadness and loss. The story teaches duty, morality, and life involves tough choices. Next is the Nose Jewel, a fable. The Nose Jewel is a story written by C. Rajagopalalachari. It talks about how greed can destroy people. The Nose Jewel, a fable. In short, the Nose Jewel is about a greed and his problems. A poor man's wife finds a valuable jewel but keeps it instead of returning it. Her greed causes fear, trouble, and rumors in the neighborhood. Even though she isn't punished, the worry and stress affects her and others. The story shows the greed may seem good at first but can bring problems and happiness.